Okay, so fun story. If you press F12 while using Bandicam, it will stop the video. Damn. All right. So no F12 for us no more. All right. So continuing on for what I said. I want to rotate this so it's nice in front so I can do this. And if you want to save the position that you are, you can just click the little save disk up here and then it will save your position back to where you put it. So now we can begin painting, but before we paint, we have to set up our layers because right now if we start painting on this, we're going to paint directly onto our shade map and we don't want that. We want to paint on top of our shade map and then overlay the stuff on top of it. That way we keep our shading and, you know, all that fun jazz. So we're going to come over here to our tab and where it says layers. Now if you're confused that your setup doesn't look like mine, we can just press the, what are those things called? Established pre-made layouts. I use essentials. Even though, prefab, I guess. Yeah, it's the settings that they already had, the pre-settings things. So normally I will pick like 3D, and that's what you want to pick. But I like essentials better because it gives me all of my swatches, my layers, all the stuff I need. So make sure that if you're using this style of blender, you want to make sure that the essentials setting is selected. Design is also a good one, but I feel like essentials, that's better. Okay, so now we have that, Sorry, baby. You can throw the rest in the trash. Don't force yourself to eat. Drink some water. Alright, sorry about that. Okay, so we have down here in our layers, we have texture and we have diffuse. And this is important later on, so make sure you keep an eye out for this. So we're going to work on a diffuse texture, which is basically all the texture painting and all the jazz that we're going to be working with. So go down here to where it says untitled or whatever and double click it and it opens up the flat 2D layer. So as you see here, this is our shade map that we had created in Blender. Because we assigned the texture here, it comes in automatically, but sometimes it doesn't. So if you do have if you open it up and then it's blank like this, all you have to do is just drag your shade map into this window and you know it'll be painted. You can start painting on it. So we're going to create, or come down here into this little window down here, little button, and press it, and this is going to create a new layer. So new layers allow us to paint on top of it. Actually, I'm going to get color that actually makes sense. Lets us paint on top of it without affecting the bottom layer. Essentially a layer on top of the base. So yeah, layers. So just scroll through and pick a color that works for you. I'm actually going to, for the sake of this tutorial, leave it white. And I'm going to create a new layer because this is going to be what we're going to work with. So I'm going to close it. And it's going to ask you, do you want to close the document? Always say yes, because that saves the setting things that we made on it and lets it carry over to the 3D model. Now you just let your creation go wild. We're going to select our paintbrush over here and we're going to push a dot on here. Just draw whatever design or pattern you want to, rotating it, and that's rolling it, rotating it, and painting what you want. Ignoring this totally was not intended. Alright, so we paint whatever we want. And I'm going to use a solid brush so I can test something. So yeah, just draw, dot. Put whatever you want. Now let's say you want to put on text and stuff, because what fun is it just to have a plain color t-shirt, right? We want graphics and text. So let's work with text and then we'll work on graphics. So text wise, you just open up your text. First you want to make sure that your shirt is straight when you're working on it. So I'm going to go back to our custom orientation. It worked in practice. So you want to make sure your shirt is straight because you don't want to write your text on it and it's actually going diagonally. Can't tell you how many times that's happened to me. And you want to put your text block over your shirt where you want it to go. So I want it to be on the shirt. You don't want it to go over into the sleeve and stuff. So create that. And up here at the top of the program is where you can choose your text font. Now first you want to write a word on here, any kind of word, test, and you can choose the font if you want to make it bigger or smaller. You can also click in the text block and scroll your mouse, and you can judge how big you want the stuff to go. So test. Over here on the side you can choose the color, so you can make it white, although making a white text on the white shirt is kind of counterproductive. I do not recommend that. So let's make a black so we can see it. You can also change your font and put any kind of graphic you want here and here. So test. I have a lot of font and I don't know why all the fancy font isn't showing up. So my Fantasy Star text. There you go. Okay, so we have cool font, and when you can actually edit it if you want, give it a shadow or outer thing and make it outer glow. Play around with it. Make, do what you think will make it look nice. Inner glow. I think this would have more of an effect if I didn't make the text black. Alright, so you can do whatever you want to it. So when you're done, you're going to select, and this is not reversible. So once you have adjusted it, and I don't want to put it on the boobs because all the letters on the boob. Up here it's on the clavicles. Alright, so once you're done, you're going to select the paintbrush and you're going to click on it. And it's going to give you this error. This type of layer must be blah, blah, blah. And you want to do it. You say, okay. And now it's flat. It's not a text anymore. It's now converted into a graphic. And then once it's in graphic mode, you just click on it and you select merge down. And now it's on your shirt. So when you go to rotate your shirt, you see it's on here and you got your shirt. Now you want to go and create a new layer so that you don't paint over that, and then close it, and it has okay. And now we can start putting other stuff on here. Now we got text, so we got to talk about graphics, pictures. So we're gonna open up our browser, and I like to go to t-shirt sites and look at the shirts that I want that I know I can't afford. And just grab the graphics off of that. I'm sure there's some moral you can't do that, but you know how we are about morality. We have none. So this website is my favorite, Once Upon a Tea. I come here and I swipe the graphic real quick and put it on a shirt. Now y'all know I love Nemesis, so I'm going to use the Resident Evil stuff and wear a Resident Evil shirt. Okay. So once I got that, I'm just going. You can use anyone. You don't have to use t-shirt graphics. You can put any picture you want on here. I just do that because, like I said, I like these shirts, and I feel like at least my character can wear the shirts. Okay, so once you have your graphic in, you can do one of two things. One, you can hold it up here at the very top and drop it and create its own workstation. This way you can prepare it. So you see how it's black, and let's say this shirt we have is blue. So I'm gonna grab a different color. It's blue here. Also, it's a lot easier to paint this shirt a color that you want in the 2D window versus in the 3D window. That sucks. So multiply is usually the go-to. You can probably lighten it up or whatever. And I'm going to take the test off. Oh, it's all the same layer. See, that's why we don't do the same layer. Alright, so we got this on here. We got that on there. Lower it a little bit. Alright, good enough. Stars blue. And I'm going to create a new layer. Excuse me. Hit save. And blue shirt. Okay, so I got a blue shirt. So I can't exactly grab my Nemesis shirt and paste it on top of here. You know, like, see, I can't do that. Nobody wants a shirt that looks like this. So we want the Nemesis graphic. So I'm going to clean up the background and put it on the shirt. So let's go back to the collection. Now, normally you'd be tempted to just go to the magic eraser tool and erase it. Like, hey, we got that. And, you know, that's actually not bad. That actually worked out. But damn it, we don't want to do that. I want to teach you something else. I'm going to select the background eraser tool, and up top where they have the little sampling of the background color, we're going to use the eyedrop tool and select the black, and then use the switcheroo and make it the background color that it's going to be filtering out. Then we're going to select the tool again, and we're going to erase all of the black out of the shirt like this. So, there we go. And now when we go to put it on the shirt, we just select all. Copy, edit copy. Come back here and push paste. So now you see we got the Nemesis shirt. We can scale it down if we wanted to. Or we can make the shirt bigger. It all depends on you. Honestly, in this situation, I think the idea is to probably scan it up. But we're going to be lazy and see how this works out. So just like we did with the text, we're just going to scoot it down on top of this, the t-shirt layer, and then merge it down. And you see we now have the Nemesis shirt right here. So this way you can have the graphic on here in any background color you want. And if you feel like that's not good enough, you can also play around and try to make it, play around with the blending and see if that makes it look any better. So that's how that would work. And if you wanted to, you can change the color. So we'll go to our blue layer, we'll pick the bucket, and we'll make it black. And you see we got the shirt color that we had. Now it wipes out the shading, so you don't want to make it black, pure black, just black enough where you still have your shades, and then hit OK. So now we have our Nemesis shirt, and this is a good way to make a whole bunch of t-shirts in different colors, without coloring over the graphic. So I hope that helps. So when we were working on the tutorial earlier, I mentioned normal maps. So we're going to talk about that. Normal maps are basically texture maps that allow, let's see, so how do you explain it? Hang on, let me. Normal maps are textures that simulate light and shadow. Based on the color, the 3D engine, in this case Second Life, will render light across the garment depending on what colors it sees. If it sees black, it will make things deeper, and if it sees white, it'll make things higher. Although I think I might have those in reverse. Those are also called bump maps. See, there's also things called bump maps and normal maps. Essentially, they do the same thing, but they use different colors. Bump maps is what Photoshop does, which is a black and white system. And normal maps is what Second Life and the other thing does, and that uses a blue-green system. So what we're going to do here in Photoshop is that we're going to use bump maps, and I'm going to take you to the website and we're going to convert it into a normal map. Woo, my brain is burning trying to remember all of that clearly. Ooh. Okay, so let's do the bump. We are going to simulate folds inside of our t-shirt. Now, I know the black one looks cool, but we're going to switch it to a different color so that makes it easier to see. So I'm just going to duplicate this black color real quick. And we're going to make it, well, can we make pink magenta with this? Oh, my eyes. Green. Oh, my eyes. Purple. Oh, okay, my eyes. Yeah. Okay, now I'm just gonna create a new layer on top of it because I got a feeling that I'm gonna paint over something. Oh no, I didn't change it. Okay, good. Okay, so we have our colors here. We're all ready to go. We gotta make some fake folds. You can also do this in Substance Painter quite well and really easy. It's the same concept. This is just the poor man's Substance Painter. So if you can't use that, this might help you. All right. So here's what we're going to do. First thing, I need to actually move it down so you can see it. Okay, guys. I want you to come over. Thank you, Photoshop. Please cooperate. Alright, I want you to go up to the top menu and select 3D. And then we're going to scroll down to 3D paint mode. And then you're going to see a bunch of things like bump, glossiness, blah, 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 blah. We're going to use bump. And this is going to allow us to create the bump map that I just said. Now, the first thing we're going to do is activate it because by default, it's not activated even if you switch over. So just pick a random color, pick a random brush size, and then click on your garment and wait for the arrow to come up. So it's going to say one or more materials and 3D layer missing, a bump texture, new bump texture will be created. Do you want that? Say yes. Oh, okay. So now we come over to our layer side. Oh, we got to tell it what size of bump map we want. So you just say okay. Okay, so now that we come over here to our layers, you can see that we now have bump. So by default, they give you a nice white texture, and that's okay. I think we're fine with that. And we're now painting in bump mode. We're not in diffuse mode. So whatever we do is going towards our bump map. Now, did you see that? Could you see it? All right, no. All right, I'll do this then. Okay, so let's see. I think if you want something raised on the map, you use black. So I'm going to use black, and we're going to see that it is concave. So I think it's actually caving in. Yes, it's caving in. White is high, black is low. I always get those two mixed up. So what we need to do, or is it the reverse? Damn it, I just don't know. All right, we are going to experiment. How about that? So what we're going to do is we're going to take this, I'm going to create a new layer, and we're going to paint it black. And we'll see what happens when we got it all black. So all black on the bump, yes. And then we're going to grab some white. And I'm going to grab my wrinkle brush. Please don't ask me where I got this wrinkle brush from. I had this since 2008. I have no idea where it is, and I totally forgot how to export my brushes. So I think it was somewhere on the marketplace. But anywhere, any wrinkle brush will do. Let's see. Wrinkles right here. Let's use this wrinkle. Okay, and make this wrinkle a little smaller. And we got white, and it seems to be denting in. Alright. So it's making dents, but are they bulging out? No, they're not. So white makes it go in. Okay. So let's try it with white. You'll have to experiment on it. I'm sorry. I can't really tell. Like, I could when it was in black and white. And I had it written down, but I lost it. I forgot. But you see what happens. It creates folds in your garment without you having to render, like, waste polygons trying to create folds on your garment. So put a stretch here. I feel like maybe I need to tilt it sideways or sideways. Yeah, there. I'm sorry that I didn't give such a good tutorial on that. I felt absolutely awful. It's either white background with black texture or black background with white texture. I forget. Plus, I've been doing this tutorial for a minute. I'm kind of sleepy. Why is my back black? When did this happen? It's cool, but when did that happen? You know what? I think this would be a better example of what to do. Wait a minute. This isn't on the Nemesis thing, is it? Alright, hang on. Let me check this out. Alright, let's see. Black. Alright, that's what we're supposed to do. This gives you a better look. So, what we have now is white background, black texture is what we want for wrinkles. So as you see, this is how it looks. I know, it's too many wrinkles. I come from the old school. In the olden days of Second Life, the more wrinkles your clothes had, the more expensive and luxurious they were. Nobody had straight clothes because that meant that your person couldn't texture. So what we all had was like wrinkles everywhere. And I didn't know it was an issue until my friend came over and she's like, "What's wrong with your clothes?" I'm like, "What do you mean what's wrong with my clothes?" She's like, "Why are you so wrinkly? Do they not have irons in Second Life?" I'm like, that's the style. Everybody has wrinkles. And she's like, "Oh, yeah, that's not good." I don't want wrinkles on my clothes. I want straight clothing. And I was like, is that real life? So yeah, I'm going to over wrinkle my clothes just to drag the point home. And this is also good for when you're trying to make like jeans or something and you got a stitch brush and you're trying to paint, let me make smaller stitches. And you're trying to do detail into your pants and you got to put stitches and stuff in there. You can do this down it with your, so that's always fun. I mean, obviously smaller stitches with this. When it comes to stuff like that, I would definitely use a pen, a graphics pen and tablet over it so you can do stuff like that. Oh, I used to do, what do you call that? The X's and stuff in mine. Where's my X brush? X. There we go. What? You hit it? Did you hit it? No. So you can do this for the line of your shirt. Sorry, my husband's playing the game and I think he might be in the casino losing. So you can add all kinds of details and stuff in there. One of the really cool things you could do. Hang on, let me see if I can find it. Dragon Vector Black. Is that you can do fake embroidery on your clothes. I remember my friend showed me this, what she did for her jackets. She made those Japanese coats. I forgot what they're called. Bomber jackets or something like that. Varsity jacket. And hers had a dragon on the back of it. And it was super detailed and all this stuff. But it was just a bump. So something like this. Because you can't get more stereotypical Asian than that. So you got this. Open it up in Photoshop. Do the technique that we just showed you with the erasing thingy. Magic eraser tool. Okay, cool. That works. Erase this. Select all. Probably should have tested this theory out. Because I think this is what she did. You know you can't ask artistic friends nothing. Can you teach me how to do this? No, you're going to show your friends. You're going to show your students. Get out of here. So we got this. Free transform. If I can remember how to do that. Free transform. And there you go. Look. You got the dragon embroidery all on the shirt. So that's how we do it. That's how we do. So we got our shirt here, we got this, and that's really how you do like bump and embroidery, all that fun stuff. And imagine trying to put that into there via mesh. Poof. So this saves time, effort, and materials. And we're going to go do something, I don't know. I'm going to actually take a step back. And so we can get that dragon to lay it in place. I'm going to copy it. Okay, now I'm going to merge it down. And then we're going to switch back over to our diffuse paint mode. And I'll make sure I'm on a new layer, yes. And then I'm going to merge the dragon down where it's at. So now we got the texture on top of it. So we went to diffuse, you can change the color of your dragon. Just lock it off. And, you know. No, it's gotta be gold. Dragons are gold. That's orange. Alright, hang on. I'm gonna do another technique called the Yo gradient. Not like I still know how to do gold or anything like that, but there we go. Let's see how it looks over the bump. Wow, that is cool. Alright, so we got our shirt, we have our texture, we have our things. Let's export this and save it so that we can turn it into an actual shirt. So let's go to save as. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I think probably not. So this, save it here. And then we got our bump map. Just like this. Save. Okay. So now we have our bump map. We can't import it into Second Life because, like I said, Second Life does not do black and white. It does blue and green. So we just need to open up a website and convert our texture, which is like easy peasy lemon squeezy. So we're gonna. It's a really easy address for you to remember. It is normal map online. That's it. Just type normal map online and it will take you to the website. Okay, so we have our normal map online. Follow the instructions and drag your map here. You see it'll be converted. Now you don't want these yellows because Second Life doesn't handle yellow. It's all blue and stuff. So I want to change the strength down maybe. Let's see. Play around with it until you got more blues than that. So like this would probably work. There we go. And if you want, you can switch it around and that reverses stuff and, you know, what else. So once we have the normal map done, we just hit download and it will save instantly to your download folder. So we want to take it and drag it back over here so we can use it. Okay, that's that. All our texture work is done. Now we just got to get to the last part of the tutorial, and that's export where and then apply texture. So we're in the home stretch. Get ready, because here we go. See you in the next video.